Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a coin that many people overlook because it seems far too modern to have any real value. But collectors know the truth, and that truth is that the 1990 Jefferson nickel is a coin that can shock you with its rarity and its price when the right example is found. At first glance, it looks like just another common 5-cent coin, a piece of change that billions of people used without a second thought. But hidden among these coins are rare survivors that have brought thousands of dollars at auction and in unique situations can reach values in the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. That's what makes this coin worth a closer look, because what you think is ordinary pocket change might actually be a hidden treasure. The Jefferson nickel series has been with us since 1938, and the design of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home Monticello on the reverse remained virtually unchanged for decades. By 1990, the design was familiar to everyone, and the coins were struck by the hundreds of millions at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, while San Francisco produced proofs for collectors. With such high mintages, you might assume that number 1990 nickel could be valuable, but in coin collecting, numbers don't tell the full story. What matters most is condition rarity and mint errors, and for the 1990 nickel, those two factors create the potential for extraordinary value. Most 1990 nickels entered circulation right away. They were used in vending machines, handed over in change, and carried in pockets and purses. The vast majority picked up wear, scratches, and marks, making them common and worth only face value. But the tiny fraction that escaped circulation and survived in pristine condition with brilliant luster, sharp details, and especially full steps on Monticello are the ones that bring serious money. For Jefferson nickel collectors, full steps are the ultimate marker of quality. On the reverse of the coin, Monticello has steps leading up to the building. These steps are notoriously hard to strike fully, and weak strikes or worn dies often left them incomplete. When a coin shows 5 or 6 full steps clearly and distinctly, it is considered a full steps coin, and these are far rarer than the ordinary strikes. For the 1990 nickel, full steps examples in the highest grades are scarce, and that scarcity is what drives their value. An MS-66 or MS-67 with full steps is already valuable, commanding thousands of dollars. If one were ever to grade MS-68 with full steps, it could break records and be worth 6 figures or more, and with the right attention at auction, it could even climb into the millions. Collectors who build top registry sets are willing to pay whatever it takes for the single finest known coin, and that competitive bidding is what fuels these staggering prices. A coin that started as a 5-cent piece becomes a trophy worth more than cars, houses, or even entire collections when it is the very best of its kind. But rarity doesn't just come from condition. Mint errors are another exciting avenue that makes the 1990 nickel so interesting to collectors. Errors are the accidents that happened at the mint, and they often create unique coins that are instantly valuable. Off-center strikes are one example. If the design is shifted dramatically to one side and the date and mint mark remain visible, the coin can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Double strikes, where the coin was struck twice with overlapping designs, can be even more valuable. Clipped planchets, where part of the coin's edge is missing due to a miscut blank, are another sought-after error. Die cracks, die clashes, and cuds add character and bring collector interest. And the holy grail of errors is the doubled die. If a strong doubled die variety exists on the 1990 nickel, with doubling visible on the date, the motto, or the lettering, and one of those coins surfaced in gem condition, it could be instantly valued in the 6-figure range or even in the millions, because collectors pay extraordinary sums for dramatic doubled dies. Auction history shows us how real this potential is. Jefferson nickels from the 1980s and 1990s in top grades with full steps have already sold for thousands at major auction houses. Some spectacular error nickels have realized even more. When coins that are unique or finest known appear at auction, they spark bidding wars between collectors who refuse to back down, and the final price often shocks everyone watching. That's how coins like the 1990 nickel, which most people consider common pocket change, can suddenly sell for staggering amounts. All it takes is the right combination of quality and rarity, and the value skyrockets. The 1990 nickel also illustrates an important truth about modern coinage. Scarcity isn't always about low mintage. Sometimes it's about survival in top condition. By 1990, most people weren't saving nickels in uncirculated rolls or sets. They didn't think these coins would ever be valuable. That means that today, pristine survivors are far scarcer than you'd expect given the mintage. Add in the difficulty of finding full steps and the occasional dramatic mint error, and you get a coin that is common in general but rare in the forms that collectors prize. That's why condition rarity is so important and why the 1990 nickel is worth a second look. Imagine discovering one yourself. You're sorting through pocket change or searching rolls of nickels from the bank. A 1990 nickel catches your eye. At first it seems like just another coin, but then you look closer. Monticello's steps are sharp and complete. The surfaces are flawless, with brilliant luster and no noticeable marks. You send it in for grading, and when the grade comes back MS67 full steps, suddenly that nickel is worth thousands. If it were MS68 full steps, it could set a record, selling for hundreds of thousands or even millions. Or perhaps you find one with a bold double die, the kind of dramatic variety collectors dream of. That coin could instantly become one of the most famous modern nickels and bring a life-changing price at auction. The possibility is real, and that's why collectors still search for 1990 nickels today. Registry set collecting also plays a major role. Collectors who compete for top sets graded by PCGS and NGC need the finest known examples of every coin. For 1990, that means the highest graded full steps piece. If there are only one or two coins at that level, those coins become trophies. And trophy coins command trophy prices. When two collectors want the same unique coin, the bidding has no ceiling. That's why we see modern nickels sell for sums that seem impossible. The competition for perfection drives the market, and coins like the 1990 nickel are at the center of that race. The 1990 nickel also reflects the minting practices of its time. Dies were pushed hard, often used past their prime, which created weak strikes and made full steps examples even scarcer. Bagging and shipping left many coins with contact marks before they even entered circulation. These challenges mean that pristine survivors are rare, and when they do appear, collectors recognize their significance. That recognition translates into high values, and those values can soar into the millions for the right coin. So the next time you see a 1990 nickel, don't dismiss it. Take the time to check Monticello's steps. Examine the surfaces carefully under good light. Look for signs of mint errors like off-center strikes, doubling, or clipped planchets. Every detail matters, because one overlooked coin could be the treasure that changes everything. That's the thrill of coin collecting. The idea that the next coin you handle could be worth far more than you ever imagined. If that's the story of the 1990 Jefferson nickel. A coin struck in the hundreds of millions, passed through countless hands, yet hiding within its ranks are rare survivors and spectacular mint errors that collectors will pay fortunes to own. From flawless full steps gems to dramatic double dies, the 1990 nickel is proof that even modern coins can hold million-dollar secrets. The next time you come across one, remember that it may not just be 5 cents. It might be your chance at a fortune.